Testing, testing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Hello, this is Maximilian Kiva. I'm here with Roxamore Sports.
Let me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like Meek Mills, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the Lord the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is what it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games to a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chilling with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Triller brothers, yeah, we screaming lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah.
Roxamore. Gentlemen, fans of the Westmoreland, fans of Woodland Hills High School and West Mifflin High School. That's those West that always get me. We're here today at the beautiful West Mifflin High School Arena, ready to watch the kickoff, which is going to happen in just a little while. We just have the national anthem. It's going to be a very interesting game between these two teams. This is the girls' varsity soccer team. In just a few minutes, we're going to be watching this kickoff happen. They should do heads or tails and decide which one of these teams is going to get the ball. It's about 70 degrees over here. It's going to be pretty hot for these girls. It can be quite exhausting in a sport like this. But once that sun goes down, it should cool them off a little bit, and we'll see a lot more finesse, I suppose, because of it.
Shout out to the boys soccer team with the hard part winning Saturday versus Hills at
in just a few minutes. We have the West Mifflin Titans and the Woodland Hills Wolverines. In just a few, the game will begin. Setting up their positions on the field. Looks like Woodland Hills will be taking the ball here. And the game has begun. All right. Woodland Hills in possession of the ball. The ball is still in center field. It's been pushed over to Woodland Hills side of the field. It's over the touch line. It'll be a throw-in by Woodland Hills. And the ball is back in the field. Oh, well, whistle just went off. West Mifflin Titans to make the throw-in. The ball's back in the field. The pressure's certainly down on Woodland Hills side of the field. The kick is to be made by Woodland Hills. West Mifflin is in possession of the ball. Woodland Hills defense is keeping that ball away. Ooh, it's a little bit of a struggle going on Woodland Hills side of the field for possession over the ball between the two teams. But Woodland Hills defense is certainly doing an excellent job preventing that pressure. And now Woodland Hills is in possession. They brought the ball back down to West Mifflin side of the field. She goes to make the pass. Ooh, but it's been intercepted by the Titans. And the ball is open for Woodland Hills. But West Mifflin's excellent defense has put that pressure away. The kick is to be made by Woodland Hills on West Mifflin's side of the field. We have a corner kick here.
Corner kick taken by number 20, Maddie Hildebrand.
Maddie makes the kick for Woodland Hills. Although the pass wasn't quite as well as expected from Maddie. The throw-in will be by Woodland Hills. And West Mifflin has the ball. They push the ball back to center field. The pressure is leaning back on Woodland Hills side of the field. Number 7 is in possession of the ball for Woodland Hills. She makes the pass. Number 20 for Woodland Hills. Number 7, Woodland Hills. West Mifflin back in possession of the ball on Woodland Hills side of the field. A little bit of a fumble there. The ball is back on West Mifflin side of the field. Woodland Hills. It appears that they're trying to maintain that pressure, but it doesn't really went too far from center field. It'll be a throw-in by West Mifflin. The ball's back in the field. Received by Woodland Hills. She makes the kick, but it's a bit too ambitious there. West Mifflin's goalie has the ball. She is making the punt back to center field. The ball is back to center field. Looks like it's going to be received by Woodland Hills goalie. She kicks it over to the sidelines, and it's over the touchline, throw-in by West Mifflin. John's in possession of the ball. West Mifflin's number 15, Carr, is maintaining the pressure. Ball's over the touchline. We have a throw-in by Woodland Hills.
In for Woodland Hills, number 3, Avery Matta.
Avery Matta is now in the field for Woodland Hills. We have another throw-in. Woodland Hills keeping that pressure up. Ball is so far hasn't left the center field too much in this early part of the game. A sign of excellent offense from both sides of the field. Woodland Hills makes the throw-in, received by Woodland Hills. She makes the pass. Pass well received. There's a little bit of a pressure coming down there from Beck of West Mifflin. She was keeping up that pressure on Woodland Hills to maintain that ball. The ball's over the touchline. So far, both teams appear to be reading each other's plays pretty well. That goes for the opposition and for their teammates as well. Makes the throw in. The ball is over the net. Over the net. The ball is back in possession for Woodland Hills. They will be making the kick. Looked like she was trying to go for a chip shot there into Woodland Hills' net, but a little bit too much power in that kick and went right over the net. The ball is returning to center field. Woodland Hills and West Mifflin both struggling to keep it out of the center field and put it back on one of the other side of the field. It's over the touchline. West Mifflin making the throw-in. It looks like it. Oh, wait. Actually, it's still in the field. Oh, but it was offsides, unfortunately, for West Mifflin's Titans, which makes that a throw-in for Woodland Hills. I don't know about the players down there, but it is very hot up here where I am. Hopefully it won't faze them too much down there, if at all. It's a power struggle between the two teams on Woodland Hills side of the field. But it looks like the threat is no more as it's back in the hands of the Woodland Hills goalie. And she makes the kick. It's back to center field. Oh, not quite. Still on Woodland Hills side of the field. And it looks like the ball's going to go back into the goalie's hands. She's setting up the play. Trying to figure the appropriate place to kick it. And it is received by West Mifflin's Titans. She makes the shot, but it's just outside of the net. Trying to go for that nice chip shot, but it was a bit too far off. Woodland Hills to make the kick from the penalty box area. And the ball is returned. Not quite. It's over the touch line. She meant to make that a pass over to number 2, it looked like, for Woodland Hills. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite as well as expected. The ball's back over the touch line. Adrena Jones was trying to take possession of the ball for West Mifflin, but a little bit less than what she wanted. thrown by Woodland Hills. The ball's back in the field. Ooh, and the ball is open. It is in possession of West Mifflin, and almost. Excellent save by the goalie. And back in the hands of Woodland Hills goalie. Very intense moment for Woodland Hills. The ball is back on West Mifflin side of the field. Nope. And now it's back on Woodland Hills side of the field. Oh, there's a lot of potential here for... Well, there was a lot of potential there for West Mifflin's Titans. The ball was open. Looked like they could have had a nice breakaway. The ball is back on West Mifflin's side of the field. Ooh, and that looked like it hurt, but she is back up. She is a trooper. It is over the touchline. Woodland. Oop. All right, we have a substitution here, it appears. And the game has resumed. Maya for Woodland Hills, number 16, has made it on the field.
Number 29, Holly Calumet.
It's a bit of a power struggle there. Woodland Hills and West Mifflin competing over that ball. Just down on West Mifflin side of the field. It's over the touch line. We have a throw-in by Woodland Hills. She makes a throw-in. Received by Woodland Hills. She makes the pass to number 20 for Woodland Hills. The ball is back in center field. Received by West Mifflin's Kylie. Ooh. Looks like this is AstroTurf they're playing on, which can be very uncomfortable to be sliding across when you fall down. And, ooh. There was a lot of build up there for West Mifflin. Could have been very deadly for Woodland Hills, but their goalie has received that ball. She makes the punt. And the ball looks like it was received by West Mifflin, but now it's a power struggle between the two teams. So far, ooh, it's over the touchline. It'll be a throw-in by West Mifflin. Woodland Hills. Defense. Reading that offensive play pretty well. Thrown by Woodland Hills. The ball is back in the field, though it is in possession of a throw-in. And it's over the touchline once again. She makes the kick. A lot of build up there, but excellent save by Woodland Hills goalie. Had she been off just a few inches, I'm sure West Mifflin would have made that goal. Ball is in center field. The two teams are struggling for that ball, but it's in the possession of Woodland Hills at the moment. The pressure is at the moment leaning on West Mifflin's side of the field. Let's see if that pressure can hold down there for Woodland Hills. Ball's back in center field. And it's going to go over the touchline. So we'll have a throw-in by West Mifflin. Nope, I lied to you. It's a throw-in by Woodland Hills. With both teams beginning with the W, it's gets very hard to remember which one's which. Thrown by Woodland Hills. Received by West Mifflin. Pressure's on, but now it's back in possession of West Mifflin. At least it was. Woodland Hills goalie kicks it out. It's over the touchline, and we have a throw-in for West Mifflin. She throws it over to Kylie for West Mifflin. The ball is in possession of. Looks like Woodland Hills defense is reading the offensive plays pretty well. The ball is back to center field. Pressure is back down on West Mifflin's side of the field. Just ever so slightly outside of the touch line, and it's over the touch line now. We'll have a throw-in by Woodland Hills. She returns the ball back to the field. Received by West Mifflin. And, excellent return by West Mifflin's Emily Beck. She makes the kick, and it is in. West Mifflin has made a goal. Now, that was... The score is 1-0. Ruby Rojas made the point for the West Mifflin Titans. The score is 1-0 at 22 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. Woodland Hills in possession of the ball. Received by West Mifflin. Potential's there. If she makes that pass over, it could be deadly. Oh, but excellent save by Woodland Hills' defense so far. Woodland Hills in possession of the ball, trying to return it back to center field. But West Mifflin is hammering down that pressure onto Woodland Hills. She makes the kick. The ball is back in the hands of Woodland Hills goalie. She returns the ball back to Woodland Hills. It's over the touch line. And we have a throw-in by West Mifflin. Ooh. Emily Beck makes the kick, and it's over the fingertips of the Woodland Hills goalie, but it's over the goal line. There's a lot of potential there for West Mifflin to make a second point for tonight, but didn't quite go as well as they expected. So we'll have a corner kick for West Mifflin. Corner kick is made. Ball is back over the goal line, so it will be a goal kick for Woodland Hills. There's been a substitution on the field for both teams, it appears.
Entering for the Lady Titans, number 5, Marissa John.
Number 5 for the West Mifflin Lady Titans, Marissa Johns has made it onto the field. There's a lot of build-up here, and wonderfully saved by Woodland Hills goalie. Received by, oh, not quite. Woodland Hills to make the kick. The ball is received by West Mifflin and taken away by Woodland Hills number 12. The ball is over the touchline in the center field area. Ball's returned back to the field. Woodland Hills trying to ensure pressure onto West Mifflin side. Have a little bit of a fumble there. West Mifflin to make that kick. The ball is received by, let's see here. The goalie has received the ball for Woodland Hills. She'll be making the punt back. And received by Woodland Hills. She makes the pass. Oh, but it's been broken by number 24, Kirk. Ball's over the touchline. Number 18 for Woodland Hills makes a throw in. Looks like West Mifflin's defense is holding up pretty well. West Mifflin returning the ball back to center field. It's a struggle. Again, it looks like they're playing on AstroTurf here, which is absolutely uncomfortable to be sliding across, but they're holding up pretty well. We have a shoe loss on the field. Woodland Hills makes the shot and received by number 15. Woodland Hills trying to keep up that pressure down on West Mifflin's side. West Mifflin's making a breakaway. Not quite though. Woodland Hills still keeping up that pressure on West Mifflin's side of the field. It's a struggle, but it looks like the ball is in neither's team's favor. West Mifflin makes the kick. The ball is over the touchline. There'll be a throw-in on Woodland Hills side of the field by West Mifflin.
Entering for the Lady Titans, number 16, Olivia Tomko.
Olivia Tomko for the Lady Titans has made it onto the field as a substitution. Let's see. We have a penalty shot kick for West Mifflin. Ball received by Woodland Hills defense. The pressure is down on Woodland Hills side of the field. Over and out. Over the goal line. The ball goes. Therefore, will be a goal kick by Woodland Hills. Looks like number 18 for Woodland Hills will be making this shot. She kicks the ball, but it is received by the Lady Titans, it appears. It's a struggle between the two teams for the ball. It's over the goal line. Not goal line. Correction, it's over the touch line. Woodland Hills makes the throw-in, but it's received by West Mifflin's Beck. We have another throw-in for Woodland Hills. Number 3. Ball is returned to the field. Beck is keeping up that pressure. It is received by West Mifflin, and number 7 puts away that pressure that was on Woodland Hills side of the field. Let's see.
Lady Titan corner kick taken by number 29, Calumet.
Calumet's for the Lady Titans to make the corner shot here. The ball's in the penalty box area, and it is over the goal line on the side of the goal net, not in. Woodland Hills to make the goal kick by number 18. The ball has returned to the field. The pressure's still on Woodland Hills side of the field. Looks like it's going to be received by Beck. And the ball is over the goal line yet again. That'll be goal kick for Woodland Hills. Number 18 for Woodland Hills to make the goal kick. And the ball is returned to the field, and it's over the touchline again. We'll have a throw-in by West Mifflin. Calumet's. Struggle between the two teams. Woodland Hills looks like it's returning the ball. Was attempting to return the ball back to center field. appears Beck is... Oh. Is that over the line? Yep, it was over the line. We have a corner kick. Beck. Emily Beck makes the corner kick, but she makes a pass over to number 24. Emily Beck makes a second corner kick. And it's in the penalty box area. Oh. A headbutt and an attempted goal by West Mifflin. That headbutt was by... That headbutt was by Call. Struggle between the two teams for the position of the ball. Ooh, but the potential was there for West Mifflin to make a second goal in the game. We were at 9 minutes left on the clock. The score is 1-0 with West Mifflin's Lady Titans in the lead. The pressure's back on West Mifflin's side of the field by the Woodland Hills. The ball's just ever so slightly outside of the goal box. Oh, correction, penalty box area. We have a throw-in by West Mifflin. The Niels has possession of the ball. Although it looks like Woodland Hills is trying to maintain that pressure down on West Mifflin's side of the field, but West Mifflin has quite a defense. The ball is open. Oh, and it is still open. Let's see if Woodland Hills defense can hold up. Oh, it was quite close to a goal, but not in. It bounced right off that pole. A very tense moment for Woodland Hills. It appears physics worked in their favor today. Number 18 for Woodland Hills to make the goal kick. Ball is returned almost to center field, and it is back on Woodland Hills side of the field. Received by number 18 for Woodland Hills. And over the goal line it goes. Got 7 minutes left on the clock for the first half of the game. We have a corner shot here by West Mifflin. West Mifflin makes the corner shot, and it is bounced off ahead. Six minutes on the clock. The score is 1-0 with West Mifflin's Lady Titans in the lead. West Mifflin holding up that pressure down on Woodland Hills side of the field. The ball's over the touch line. It appears the Lady Titans' offensive strategy is quite effective, as the ball has so far been mostly on Woodland Hills side of the field. Emma Rise for number 15, Woodland Hills, is now on the field. Woodland Hills defense up, and we have quite a breakaway there for West Mifflin. She attempted to make that chip shot right over the goalie's head, but it went right over the goal itself.
Lady Titan corner kick taken by number 29,
Calumet makes the corner shot for West Mifflin's Lady Titans. Calumet makes the shot. The ball is in the penalty box area. The chip shot attempted by West Mifflin went right over the goal. And there'll be a goal kick by number 18 for Woodland Hills.
In for Woodland Hills, number 27, Victoria Henderson.
Victoria Henderson, number 27 for Woodland Hills, is on the field. Ball is maintaining down on Woodland Hills side of the field. Woodland Hills has a excellent defensive strategy, but they really got to watch out for that offensive strategy by West Mifflin. So far, there was 2 close shots for West Mifflin. Woodland Hills to make the kick. Number 27 for Woodland Hills. Received by West Mifflin's number 15. The ball is back on West Mifflin's side of the field. Over the touch line. Will be a throw-in for Woodland Hills. Ball in neither team's favor at the moment. We have a throw-in for Woodland Hills by number 3. Number 15. She makes the kick, received by West Mifflin's Lady Titans goalie. She returns the ball back to the center field. It looks like it's going to be received by Woodland Hills defense. Ref is calling a offsides. Woodland Hills to make the kick. The ball as was turned back down to West Mifflin side of the field over the touchline. Nope, not quite. My eyes are deceiving me here. It's just ever so slightly outside of the touchline, and now it's over the touchline. We'll have a throw-in by Woodland Hills. Power struggle between the two teams. Throw-in by West Mifflin, received by Woodland Hills, who returned the ball to the goalie for Woodland Hills. She's setting up the play, figuring where to kick that ball out. She makes the punt, and received by West Mifflin. Which is over the touch, no, over the goal line. One minute left on the clock for the first half of the game. Score 1-0 with West Mifflin in the lead.
Taken by number 29, Kylie Calumet.
Calumet makes the corner kick for West Mifflin. And there was so much build up there for West Mifflin's Lady Titans. But that ball was quicker than her reading. We have a goal kick by Woodland Hills. Received initially by West Mifflin's Lady Titans. 15 seconds on the clock, and it is a goal. 2 goals for West Mifflin. Scored by number 24. Allison Van Kirk, number 24, made the second point for West Mifflin this evening at 12 seconds on the clock for the first half. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. First half of the game with 2 points for West Mifflin. Last score was done by Allison Van Kirk, number 24 for West Mifflin. It's a very tense game. It's been seeing a wonderful offensive strategy from both sides of the teams, although it appears that Woodland Hills has been taking more of a defensive strategy as the ball's been mostly on their side of the field. We are about to enter the second half of the game. We'll be back with you after this message.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
Hi, welcome to Fit for Boxing Club.
Here at Fit for Boxing, you'll find a fast, fun, and effective workout where you can burn up to 1,000 calories. Come try a free class at Fit for Boxing, where beginners are always welcome. It's fun for the whole family, people of all ages. Old or young, it doesn't matter. In addition to our trainer-led workouts, we also offer private lessons, community fundraiser and team building events for local companies and more.
Hi, my name's Mario. I've been a member of Fit 4 Boxing for a little over a year now. If you need to get a good workout in, come to Fit 4 Boxing, and Rich and his staff will take care of each and every one of you.
Fit for Boxing Club is located in Hampton Township, just outside of the city of Pittsburgh on William Flynn Highway. Come learn how to box and have fun. Call Fit for Boxing Club at 412-213-3584 or visit our website at www.fit4boxingclub.com.
Roxamore Sports Live, hello, and thank you all for joining us this evening. Tonight's lineup is the Woodland Hills Wolverines versus West Mifflin's Lady Titans. With the last minute on the first half of the game, it was the West Mifflin that scored the 2 pointers. 2 points on West Mifflin's side, and Woodland Hills has no points at the moment, but we'll see how this game turns around for them. It's a very intense game. Both teams are reading each other's plays pretty well. They have a wonderful, excellent offensive strategy going on for the two teams, but it looks like Woodland Hills has definitely taken on more of a defensive strategy as the ball has been mostly on their side of the field for this later half of the game. So we'll see how this second half of the game turns around for the two teams. And thank you all for joining us again this evening. We have a lot of high schoolers and family members watching their team play. So wherever you are, make a lot of noise and cheer your team on. Give them that spirit that's very much needed for them on the field. This is Roxamore Sports Live. Roxamore Sports Live. We're here at the second half of the game. The lineup is West Mifflin's Lady Titans playing against Woodland Hills Wolverines. West Mifflin has scored 2 points, 1 point at the last minute of the game. I believe that was by Allison Van Crook, number 24. She scored the last point for West Mifflin. Let's see if Woodland Hills can turn the game around. If not, there's certainly a lot of notes they can take. Both teams have a wonderful, excellent offensive strategy, but it's a hard one to read sometimes. West Mifflin to make the first kick of the game. Woodland Hills receive the ball. The ball is back on West Mifflin's side of the field. Woodland Hills in possession, setting up that play. Not quite the way they wanted, though. It looks like Woodland Hills is attempting to keep that pressure on West Mifflin's side of the hill. It's field, not hill. We have a goal kick here by Woodland Hills. She makes a pass. We'll have the kick by number 30 for Woodland Hills. Well over on West Mifflin's side of the field, in the hands of West Mifflin's goalie. Return to center field. Struggle between the two teams in possession of the ball. A little bit of an overshot by Woodland Hills. It's over the touch line. It will be a throw-in by West Mifflin Lady Titans. West Mifflin returns the ball to the field. Received by Woodland Hills. Attempted to make a high pass over to her teammate, number 30, but didn't go quite as well. We'll have a goal kick by West Mifflin. She sets up the play and makes the punt back to the field. Received by Woodland Hills, but not for long. The ball is in a struggle between the two teams. Over the touch line. Excellent sportsmanship. We have a throw-in by number 20 of West Mifflin, Sampa. Number 12 for Woodland Hills attempted to receive the ball with a headbutt, but it went over the touch line. There we go. A little bit more what she expected previously. And the ball is returning to Woodland Hills side of the field, but not for long, it looks like. Okay, the ball is now down on West Mifflin side of the field. It's a struggle. She has a breakaway. Number 31, Ruby Rojas, attempted to make that kick, but went right over the goal line. We'll have a goal kick here by number 30 for the Woodland Hills. She's lining it up, makes the kick, received by her team. Ball is returning down to West Mifflin's side of the field. West Mifflin's defense averts that pressure. It's a struggle between the two teams at the moment in the center field, but the ball has returned to Woodland Hills side of the field. Woodland Hills defense doing an excellent job reading that offensive strategy. It's an offsides. Offsides by West Mifflin. Woodland Hills to make the goal kick, to make the penalty kick. Number 30 for Woodland Hills. She makes the penalty kick, and it's received by West Mifflin over the touch line. The ball returns to the field, received by number 7 for Woodland Hills. And the ball is open. Looks like West Mifflin will, it's over the goal line. So it will be a goal kick for West Mifflin. Woodland Hills is certainly attempting to keep up that pressure on West Mifflin's side of the field after 2 points have been scored on them by the Lady Titans. It's in possession. Over the touch line. Throw in for Woodland Hills on West Mifflin's side of the field. Ball's in the penalty box area. But West Mifflin's defense is reading that offensive strategy pretty well so far. Woodland Hills is keeping up that pressure in the penalty box area. West Mifflin makes the kick. The ball is returned. It's still on West Mifflin's side of the field. But it appears their defense is reading Woodland Hills' new offensive strategy pretty well. It's a possible breakaway for, yes, it appears. Up. Look like West Mifflin almost had a breakaway there for Woodland Hills side of the field. Woodland Hills, goalie, in possession of the ball. She makes the punt. Oh, and it is received by Ruby Rojas. Woodland Hills attempted to make that pass. It's over the touch line. Ball has returned to the field. West Mifflin to make the kick. Ball received by West Mifflin. Oh, and it is open. Excellent saves by Woodland Hills defense. I saw that ball was open, but they certainly broke away that pressure that was put on them by West Mifflin, and it ended up being an offsides in their favor. West Mifflin makes the kick. Ball is returning to the center field. With correction, that was Woodland Hills that made the kick, and Woodland Hills still in possession of the ball. Number 3 attempted to make a pass, it appears, but it went over the goal line, which gives West Mifflin a goal kick. Mifflin makes the goal kick, and she makes it pass. Ooh, number 12 for Woodland Hills attempted to make a kick, but went a little bit past the goal post and over the goal line. Woodland Hills is trying out that new offensive strategy, it appears. And so far, they've been keeping up the pressure on West Mifflin's side of the field pretty well for the second half of the game. But the score still remains 2-0. Can Woodland Hills match them up in the second half of the game? Number 15 of Woodland Hills makes the throw-in. Ball is returned. It's in the penalty box area of West Mifflin's. There was a lot of build-up there for Woodland Hills, but it appears that West Mifflin's defense saw through that offensive plan pretty well and pushed away that pressure. The ball still remains on West Mifflin's side of the field. Looks like the ball's back in possession. Ruby Rojas has the ball. And she makes the kick, and it is a goal. The third point for West Mifflin's Lady Titans. Ruby Rojas.
Second goal of the game, scored by number 31, Ruby Rojas. Assist to number 18, Emily Beck.
Emily Beck assisted that kick for Ruby Rojas. That pass is one. Got him that third point. The score is now 3-0. Question is, can Woodland Hills match 3 points in under 29 minutes and 18 seconds? Oh, and the potential's there for, and it is a goal for Woodland Hills. The score is now 3-1 with West Mifflin in the lead, but excellent kick by Woodland Hills. Ruby Rojas to make the kick.
Scored by number 12, Chloe Schmidt.
Schmidt made that last goal for Woodland Hills. West Mifflin looks like they have a potential breakaway here, but not quite. Woodland Hills defense keeping away that pressure. Looks like the goalie is going to grab possession of that ball. Woodland Hills goalie to make the kick back to the field. Number 30 will be making the kick for Woodland Hills. The score is 3-1 with West Mifflin's Lady Titans in the lead.
In for the Lady Titans, and number 5, Marissa John.
Marissa Johns, number 5 for the Lady Titans, is on the field. There's a lot of pressure going on right here for Woodland Hills, as the ball is now on their side of the field by West Mifflin. Rojas makes the pass. Woodland Hills back in possession of the ball, returning it to West Mifflin side of the field, it appears. Ball is past the center of the field. Ball is past the center line and back on to West Mifflin side of the field, but it's over the touchline and we'll have a throw-in. Throw-in by Woodland Hills on West Mifflin side of the field. She makes the kick. It's been the penalty box area. West Mifflin's defense averts that pressure away. Kicks it over the sideline. It's a necessary strategy sometimes. It gives the other team a throw-in, but at least it keeps it out of the goal box area. The ball is back in the penalty box area. And back over the sideline. Throw-in by West Mifflin. She set up this play. That pass wasn't quite well received over the touchline, and now the throw-in is by Woodland Hills. Number 30 for Woodland Hills.
For the Titans, number 0, Emily Beck.
Emily Beck is now the goalie for West Mifflin. Number 0. West Mifflin in possession of the ball. It's over the touchline. Ooh, a little bit of a struggle there. The ball is in the penalty box area, but West Mifflin's defense read that strategy pretty well. Now it is back in West Mifflin's possession on Woodland Hills side of the field. She has a breakaway. Just slightly outside of Woodland Hills penalty box. Back in possession of West Mifflin. Had that pass been a little bit faster, it could have been a goal for West Mifflin. But the goalie saw that ball traveling pretty well and was able to grab it in time. Woodland Hills in possession of the ball. Back down on West Mifflin's side of the field. Ball's over the touchline. We have a throw-in by Woodland Hills. Number 30. Actually, correction, that's not number 30. Ball's back over the touchline. We have another throw-in by Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills makes the throw-in. Ball's just outside of the penalty box.
Number 16, Maya Leptak. And the Lady Titans, number 12.
And then she almost had a breakaway there, but number 7 for Woodland Hills saw that threat and pushed it away. We have a throw-in for West Mifflin on Woodland Hills side of the field. Ball in the hands of Woodland Hills goalie. Woodland Hills to make the kick. Ball is returned to center field, received by West Mifflin. She makes the pass over, received by West Mifflin. Number 7 passes the ball, received by West Mifflin. It's over the touchline, thrown by Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills makes the throw-in, received by Woodland Hills. And over the touchline. Woodland Hills makes a throw-in. The ball's in the penalty box area for West Mifflin. Now outside. Woodland Hills still maintaining that pressure down on on West Mifflin's side of the field. The ball returns almost to center field, not quite. Ball is still in the field, and it is still in the field. Okay. Received by West Mifflin, and now it's over the touchline. There's a bit of a rough push there, but she got back up. Not ready to let down. Excellent save there by Woodland Hills goalie. The score is 3-1 with West Mifflin in the lead over Woodland Hills with 21 minutes left on the clock for the second half of the game. And the ball is saved by Woodland Hills goalie. Rojas was putting up that pressure. Had she had a breakaway, it might have been quite a threat for Woodland Hills. Received by West Mifflin. Woodland Hills keeping up a good offense. Though the ball is back on Woodland Hills side of the field. And it looks like the lineup is certainly there for a deadly pass for West Mifflin. Though now the ball is back in possession of Woodland Hills. And over the touchline. Thrown by Woodland Hills. There's a potential for a pass and over the goal line. Woodland Hills attempted to make that second point, but unfortunately for them, it went quite the opposite of the goal. Overthrown by Woodland Hills. Correction. Corner kick by Woodland Hills. Corner kick made by Woodland Hills in the penalty box area. Received by Woodland Hills, but it looks like it's going to go over the touchline. And that it did. We have a throw in. Number 30 by Woodland Hills. She's setting up the play. She makes the throw in. It's back in the penalty box area. And now it's out, received by West Mifflin, number 31. Potential for a breakaway for West Mifflin. Woodland Hills goalie kicks away the pressure. Ball's back in the field.
In for the Lady Titans, number 27,
Alyssa Collins, number 27 for the Lady Titans, is now on the field. Woodland Hills makes the goal kick. Number 12 of Woodland Hills in possession of the ball. She makes the pass. And the ball's open. Potential's there. Ooh, it was so close for Woodland Hills. Had they just been a few inches closer to that ball may have just went in the direction they wanted it to, but it was unfortunately the odds just weren't with them there.
taken by number 20, Maddie Hildebrand.
Maddie Hillenbrand for Woodland Hills makes the kick. A little bit too over the penalty box area. Ball looks like it's going to go over the touchline, and it did. We'll have a throw-in by Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills keeping the pressure down on West Mifflin side of the field.
Entering for Woodland Hills, number 15, Emma Rise.
Emma Rise, number 15 for Woodland Hills, is now on the field. Quite a kick, but not quite in the goal. It's over the goal line, though. West Mifflin to make a goal kick. She makes the punt. The ball is still on West Mifflin's side of the field. And the ball is returning to center field, received by West Mifflin. Looks like Woodland Hills might take possession of the ball again. Yep. And back on West Mifflin's side of the field. Number 15 for Woodland Hills, racing for that ball. And the ball is just grazing the touch line. Still in the field. Number 15 makes the pass. It's in the penalty box area. Ball received by Woodland Hills. An attempted pass went over the touch line. The ball is in the center field. Oh, and West Mifflin has a breakaway. Maya. And it is a goal. A goal for West Mifflin's Lady Titans by number 31.
Lady Titan goal, her third goal of the game, scored by number 31, Ruby Rojas.
Ruby Rojas made the third goal in the game for West Mifflin. The score is now 4-1. With 15 minutes left on the clock for the second half of the game. Woodland Hills in the penalty box area. Not quite, though. Not quite. The sun is down and the field is much cooler. It's been quite an exhausting match between these two teams. Both have had a excellent offense strategy, but it appears that this game is leaning very much so in West Mifflin's favor. Excellent, excellent. That was a goal by Woodland Hills. Scored by number 30, Dogge. So the score is now 2-4. With 14 minutes on the clock, Woodland Hills made a point. Woodland Hills has 14 minutes to tie the game. Can they do it? Woodland Hills maintaining that pressure down on West Mifflin's side of the field. The score is now 4-2 with West Mifflin in the lead. A point just a minute ago by Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills has 13 minutes on the clock to try to tie the game up. A lot of potential there for Woodland Hills, but the goalie for West Mifflin receive the ball. West Mifflin in possession of the ball. Down on Woodland Hills side of the field. She makes the shot, but it is received by Woodland Hills goalie. Punts the ball back to center field. West Mifflin in possession. Received by West Mifflin. The ball is down on Woodland Hills side of the field. Number 7 for Woodland Hills, struggling to maintain that ball. Ball over the touchline. Oh, the potential was there for West Mifflin. Not quite though. Ball received by Woodland Hills. Ooh, and in the hands of Woodland Hills goalie. She returns the ball to the field. Received by West Mifflin. Ball returns to Woodland Hills side of the field. Woodland Hills. Ruby Rojas in possession of the ball. She makes the pass, but too much power in that kick. Went right over her intended passee's head. Woodland Hills makes the throw in. Ball back over the touchline. The score is 4-2, with West Mifflin in the lead over the Wolverines, Woodland Hills.
Into the Lady Titans, number 16, Olivia Tonko.
Olivia Tomko on the field for West Mifflin. Let's build up there. Ball is still alive. Excellent save by number 7 of Woodland Hills. That ball was hot, but she kicked it right out. West Mifflin makes the throw in. 10 minutes remains on the clock for the second half of the game. West Mifflin to make the throw in. Ball in the penalty box area. West Mifflin keeping that pressure down. It's over the touchline. West Mifflin returns the ball back into the penalty box area on Woodland Hills side of the field. Number 7, yet again with that excellent defensive play, has pushed that ball out of the penalty box area. Excellent save yet again. Corner kick by West Mifflin. Received. Still within the penalty box area, just outside of it. Ball's over the touchline. 8 minutes remains on the clock. Throw in. Throw in. Ruby Rojas. And the ball is hot. Excellent save by Woodland Hills goalie. There's a lot of potential there for a 5th goal for West Mifflin. The ball has returned to West Mifflin side of the field. The ball's back on Woodland Hills side of the field. The ball has returned to West Mifflin side. It's over the touchline.
In for Woodland Hills, number 24, Abby Cockle.
Abby Capel for Woodland Hills is on the field. She makes the kick. It's right into the hands of West Mifflin's goalie. She makes the punt. The ball has returned to Woodland Hills side of the field. It's over the touchline. Still in center field. Just about. It's almost the end of the second half of the game. And West Mifflin is keeping up that pressure down on Woodland Hills side of the field. A lot of attempted passes here, but Woodland Hills' grand defense is breaking up those passes from happening. But West Mifflin makes the throw-in. Oh, and an interception like that can be very crucial. That close to the goal. Throw-in by West Mifflin. Just about 5 minutes remains on the clock here. The score is 4-2. With West Mifflin in the lead. West Mifflin attempts to make a shot right into the hands of Woodland Hills goalie. West Mifflin still in possession and still putting the pressure down on Woodland Hills side of the field. Ball received by Woodland Hills goalie. She returns the ball back to the center field. Received by no one. Went right over the touch line. West Mifflin to make the throw-in.
In for Woodland Hills, number 3, Avery Matta. And for the Lady Titans, number 8, Carly Hampson.
Woodland Hills in possession of the ball still, down on the other side of the field, trying to return it down to West Mifflin's side of the field. 4 minutes remains on the clock. Ball is still in center field. West Mifflin doing everything in their power to prevent that ball from returning to the side of the field. We'll have a penalty kick here. Woodland Hills to make the kick. And it is in the penalty box area and into the hands of West Mifflin's goalie. Received by Ruby Rojas. Ball back on Woodland Hills side of the field. Woodland Hills still in possession of the ball. Looks, yep. There'll be a penalty kick here. Woodland Hills to make the kick. She's set under the play. And the ball is hot. Potential is there for Woodland Hills. Unfortunately for them, it went right over the goal line. Two minutes remains on the clock. The score is 4-2 in the second half of the game. Ball is over the goal line. We'll have a goal kick here by West Mifflin. The clock has been stopped at 1 minute and 37 seconds.
For the Lady Titans, number 10, Ashley McCullough. And number 28, Kaylee Cousineau.
Katie Cousineau and McCullough has made it on the field for the Lady Titans with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining on the clock. The score is 4-2 with West Mifflin in the lead. Woodland Hills attempting to make that third point. More symbolic at the moment if they do. "40 seconds remains on the clock. Woodland Hills in possession of the ball. Well, it's back to West Mifflin's possession, although kicked away by Woodland Hill. 20 seconds on the clock. 15 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's game. That's it for the second half of the game. The final score is 4-2 with West Mifflin taking the helm. This is Roxamore Sports Live. Thank you all for joining us this evening to watch this game. It's been very intense. Both sides had an excellent offensive strategy, but in the end, it worked for West Mifflin's favor. This is Roxamore Sports Live. Thank you and have a wonderful night.